Hello, I'm playing Lacerate of Hemorrhage Gladiator Leaguestarter build, and I want to share some of my thoughts and opinions on the build. This is not an in-depth guide, but I will display me running some tier 17 map and also 12 mode corrupted Toxic Sewer map with Scarab of Risks. The base for the build is max roll Lacerate Gladiator build, and briefly before I jump into play the maps, I will talk about some of my changes and defensive layers I'm running. So in terms of the flasks, I'm using Progenesis as well as resistance flasks, so I have 80 plus resistances, and also I'm using one granite. In terms of Pantheon, I'm running the Soul of Arakali for the extra damage over time reductions, because I feel the build does not have anything against damage over time except this. And I'm running Soul of Yugul so that I can run maps modes where I would get reflected physical damage on me. That would be brick build that normally that would brick my build, physical damage reflection, but with Soul of Yugul and the effect on the flask, 50% reduced reflect damage taken during effect, I have 100% reflect damage taken reduction. So I can in fact run something like this, where there is mode monsters reflect 20% of physical damage, which would normally break the build. Also, I'm running curse reduction, so I have with the flask and with the Soul of Yugul, I have 95% reduced effect on curses on me. I am only resistance capped with these 3 flasks up. So if I look my defenses, when I'm using all 3 flasks, I have over 80, 81, 80, 80, and with the Progenesis I'm also chaos resistance capped. I'm using granite, and in conjunction with some jewels I'm getting 100% ignite, chill, freeze, shock avoidance. I also have nearly 24k air armor and 90% reduction. Chance to block is capped, chance to block spell damage is not capped, and also I take enemy crit extra damage reduction 100%, which I'm getting through jewels. So in terms of jewels, I'm using Lethal Pride for extra health and for crit reduction. You take 10% reduce extra damage from critical strikes, so there is a 20% reduction because there is 2 nodes. And in conjunction with my chest, so I have on the chest suffix, you take 10% reduce extra damage from critical strike during per endurance charge. I have 8 endurance charges, that means 100% reduction from crits, which is important on maps like this where their monsters have critical strike multiplier. Also, I'm running Ancestral Vision for to have elemental avoidance, because I do have 100% spell suppression chance even without spell suppression potion. I'm also running 2 tattoos of Ramako Shaman to achieve this, and I'm running Storm Shroud, which is helping me to achieve 100% elemental ailments avoidance, so that's why I have a chance to avoid shock during effect on the granite flask. Normally I would have 70%, but with the granite active and storm shroud I'm reaching the cap. Also I have corrupted blood cannot be inflicted on you, and the last jewel is just a stat stick for dexterity. Other than that, this is a max roll cluster setup. When you look at it, running 2 clusters. That's pretty much it. One thing to mention, which is really important to run on a shield: recover 5% of life when you block. This is making my effective hit pool infinite. So only thing that can really kill me are max hits. In terms of defensives, I'm running Immortal Call to boost my physical max hit. I'm running Immortal Call with automation and Blood Rage. Also I'm running Relacash to have 8 endurance charges, defenses from 8 endurance charges all the time, because Immortal Call will consume the charges, but I won't lose the defense. And the rest pretty standard stuff you can find on max roll build. I did change the ring from the basic Calms ring to this one. It's a budget ring, but just to have a bit more extra stuff, chaos resistance attributes that you would not normally have with cheap Calms coral ring. And this is just reflected, so Calandras. On the amulet I'm running Allocate Endurance, and not too happy about the amulet, but I'm running damage over time multiplier on the amulet. Ideally I would want a mode that would increase maximum physical block chance by 2%, so that's something to have. Also I'm switching my weapons because I'm running Endurance Cry on my shield, second shield, so that I can free the spot to have Fortified on my shield charge. So when I'm shield charging I'm getting Fortified as well, and when I need to use Endurance Cry I can just swap and quick swap. Okay, that's pretty much it. Now I'm going to run some map. Let's try to run the Ziggurat map first, tier 17. I'm going to run it with Delirium Orb and with ambush setup. So the 3 ambush, scarabs, hidden compartments, and this discernment, more budget friendly focus ambush setup. And I'm running, of course, ambush. Now I'm going to be quiet and show you my 2 runs. Also, one thing to mention, I am running Jagged Techniques. You can run Weapon Master on War of Attrition as well. Okay, let's see how this will end up. Okay, now tier 16 map. This run was... I did die 2 times. I probably stood in some nasty AoE. Other than that, it was, I guess, pretty decent. Now I'm going to run 12 mode corruption tier 16 map. It will be much easier than the tier 17 map, and I'm going to run domination. So the goal, my goal is to get as much tier 17 map drops from this one. Also, the one mode that I don't like to run is you cannot regain life, because I'm running Blood Rage and it will drain me really hard. I can leech, I can I can recover max life when enemies are hitting me, but in transition I would lose a lot of HP if I have the you cannot regenerate life mod on the map. But I can run it if the Scarab risks would give it to the map. So let's see. So yeah, that's it. Not too shabby, I think. The clear speed, movement speed, clear speed is not really the best, but it will get the job done. And I think if I paid more attention in tier 17s, I think I could have maybe avoid those two one-shots, but other than that it was relatively clean, and even got some nice loot, 2 ziggurats, puzzle box, and shard from the boss. So these 4 items are worth a few divines. Yeah, so if you have any questions, post them in comments. If you have any suggestions for me to improve this build, you can also leave them in comments. As I said, the base for the build is a max roll guide for Lacerate of Hemorrhage. Thanks for watching and see ya.